Yo, Teen Talk crew. Welcome back to Real Talk. Ever feel like your life is less living your best life and more like you're the unpaid intern for everyone else's drama? Like you're constantly juggling flaming chainsaws while riding a unicycle, blindfolded, uphill, in a freaking hurricane? Yeah, story of my life sometimes. What if I told you that being the super nice one, the person who always says yes to everything, is actually your express ticket to Burnout Central? Seriously, it's the fastest way to absolutely tank your mental health, sabotage your friendships, maybe even bomb that class you actually care about, and basically turn your awesome brain into a sad, soggy piece of toast. Saying yes all the time doesn't automatically make you a good person. Honestly, it mostly just makes you exhausted, stressed, and kind of resentful. Today, we're starting our deep dive, like Finding Atlantis deep, into the superpower you absolutely need: setting boundaries. In this first part, let's break down what boundaries even are, why they're not just nice-to-haves but essentials, and map out the real-life zones where boundary issues explode. Okay, boundaries. Sounds kinda clinical, right? Like something your guidance counselor whips out when you look tired. But nah, let's ditch the textbook definition and get real. Forget whatever boring definition they tried to force-feed you. Think of boundaries as your personal force field, those invisible lines you get to draw around yourself. They're your custom-made rules for engagement. Who gets VIP access to your time, your energy, your feelings, even your personal space bubble. It's all about defining where you end and everyone else begins, figuring out what feels good, safe, and respectful to you, and what feels absolutely heckin' not okay. These aren't giant walls to lock people out. Think of them more like really smart filters, letting the good vibes in and keeping the toxic sludge, the drama, and the energy vampires out. And listen up, because this is mission critical. Boundaries aren't just some optional self-care trend you see on TikTok. They are key to actually surviving your teen years without completely losing your mind. First off, they are basically mental health armor. When you're boundaryless, you end up feeling constantly drained, maybe used, maybe even secretly salty because you're pouring everything you've got into other people's buckets while yours is collecting dust bunnies. Setting limits is how you stop that constant feeling of being overwhelmed and shield yourself from burnout, that soul-crushing exhaustion from nonstop stress. Think about it. Fewer obligations you secretly dread, less drama you didn't sign up for, less feeling like everyone's personal assistant or therapist. That directly translates to less stress, less anxiety, and way more energy for you, which, by the way, you totally deserve. Next up, boundaries are a massive self-respect power-up. Every single time you set a healthy boundary, you're sending a huge message, mostly to yourself, that screams, I matter. My needs, my feelings, my time, they are legit and important. That isn't selfish. It's recognizing your own worth. This builds that real deep-down confidence, the kind that doesn't vanish if your post doesn't get enough likes. It's about knowing your value from the inside out. This sense of self-worth is vital while you're figuring out who you are, separate from your family or your friend group. Learning to draw your lines is actually a massive part of figuring out your own identity. And here's the plot twist for anyone thinking saying no is relationship poison. Healthy boundaries actually make your connections stronger and more authentic. Why? Because they build safety, trust, and mutual respect. When people know what's cool with you and what's definitely not cool, there are fewer misunderstandings, less simmering resentment under the surface, and way less passive-aggressive nonsense. You end up with relationships built on honesty and choice, not guilt and obligation. Without the structure boundaries provide, things get lopsided fast, leading straight to feeling resentful or totally taken for granted. So what kind of stuff do these boundaries cover? Pretty much everything. You've got your physical boundary, like how close people get, whether you're cool with hugs or high fives, respecting your need for personal space. Then there are emotional boundaries, This is huge. Protecting your feelings, refusing to be responsible for everyone else's mood swings, and not letting people use you as their 24/7 emotional dumping ground. Super important are time boundaries, recognizing your time is limited and you decide how to spend it, guarding time for school, rest, hobbies, and just chilling by yourself. And yes, we absolutely need digital boundaries. Managing screen time, how you interact online, your privacy settings, and what you're truly comfortable sharing in the digital Wild West. Now, where does this boundary stuff actually show up? Spoiler alert, freaking everywhere. This isn't theory, it's the daily grind. Let's walk through some of the most common minefields. First up, the undisputed champion. Peer pressure hell. You know the vibe. You're hanging out, maybe at a party, maybe just kicking it, and your so-called friends start pushing you to do something you're really not feeling. Could be vaping, drinking, skipping class, joining in on some mean gossip, or even just going along with some dumb challenge that makes your soul cringe. The struggle is intense. It's that war zone in your head. If I say no, are they going to think I'm lame? Will they roast me in the group chat? Will I be exiled? Maybe it's just easier to go along. That fear of being rejected, judged, or losing your social cred is powerful, especially when fitting in feels like oxygen. And just when you thought dealing with actual humans was tough, bam, the digital drain logs on. The internet and social media unleash a whole new level of boundary chaos. We're talking pressure to share passwords with a partner, red flag alert. Feeling like you have to let them scroll through your DMs. Or that gut punch of FOMO, fear of missing out, that hits when you're scrolling through everyone's perfectly filtered highlight reel, making you feel like your life is tragically boring or you're just not cutting it. It's feeling obligated to reply to texts and snaps instantly, even when you're trying to sleep or, live. It's the pressure to post certain pics or jump on trends that feel totally fake just to chase likes. And let's not forget navigating online hate, creeps violating your privacy, or just that constant exhausting feeling of being on 24/7. The struggle here is that toxic comparison game, tying your self-worth to likes and followers, feeling major anxiety if you're not plugged in constantly. It's tough to separate your online persona from your actual value when these apps are literally designed to get you hooked on validation. This digital world demands its own set of rules. Boundaries around screen time, what info you share, who gets access, and what content you even let into your brain. Then there are the people you actually choose to have around, or are kind of biologically stuck with. Yep, relationship wreckage happens when boundaries totally break down with friends, family, and partners. Think about that friend or partner who gets mega clingy, needs all your attention, throws a jealous fit if you dare hang out with someone else, or demands constant location updates like they're your parole officer. Or the friend who treats your wallet like an ATM or your closet like their personal shopping mall, conveniently forgetting to pay you back or return your favorite hoodie. Maybe it's family members who barge into your room without knocking. The worst. Make totally unreasonable demands on your time. Cancel your plans, you need to babysit right now. Or overshare your personal business with random relatives. Or that friend who uses you as their free therapist, dumping all their drama on you until you feel like an empty husk. The struggle is feeling suffocated, controlled, used, or just bone-tired by these dynamics. It's walking on eggshells trying not to trigger someone's drama bomb. It's that heavy cloak of guilt you wear just for wanting some space or time to yourself, or for not wanting to lend out your stuff again. Saying no to people you actually care about can feel gut-wrenchingly difficult. And let's pour one out for the pressure cooker that is the school and schedule swamp. This is where academics, extracurriculars, maybe a part-time job, friends, family, and the need to occasionally sleep all violently collide. Scenarios here include classmates leaning on you hard for homework answers, or trying to cheat off you during a test. It's saying yes to joining every club, taking every advanced class, volunteering for everything until you're running purely on caffeine and desperation. It could even be dealing with a teacher or coach who makes weird jokes or comments that cross a line and make you feel uncomfortable or unsafe. And just the general crushing weight of juggling homework, projects, studying, social life, and maybe finding 5 minutes to just breathe. The struggle is feeling like you have to say yes to every opportunity or request, terrified you'll miss out on something crucial or disappoint someone important. It's being scared to speak up to an adult in charge because of the power imbalance, even when something feels seriously wrong. It's feeling torn about cheating or feeling unsafe but having no clue what to do. And it's that immense pressure leading straight back to our favorite destination, Burnout City. Across all these battlegrounds, peers, online, relationships, school, the core challenge often boils down to navigating super awkward social situations while being terrified of the fallout: rejection, conflict, judgment, losing friends, getting in trouble. These fears are totally normal, especially now when fitting in feels essential, but letting them call all the shots is where you lose yourself. All right, Teen Talk crew, that wraps up part 1. We defined boundaries, your personal force field, talked about why they're crucial for your sanity and self-respect, and mapped out the common battlegrounds where things get messy. Feeling recognized in those scenarios? Good, because you're not alone. But knowing is only the first step. In part 2, we get tactical. How do you actually say no? What are the magic words? And what amazing benefits do you unlock when you start flexing those boundary muscles? You need these tools. So, if part 1 resonated, get hyped for part 2. Hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss it. And share this video with anyone who needs this reality check. Drop a comment. Which boundary battleground hits closest to home for you? Let's chat. See you in part 2.